Greetings once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is What It Takes Radio. My name is Stan Houston. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And yesterday on Monday, we had episode 2 in The Selling Life as Frank. Frank, who has his 5 foundations, then begins to tell us, well, the first thing you need to know if you're going to be able to sell anything is you have to know what business you're in, what offer you have, and then what business your client, your customer is in. Know your business, know their business. Good, sound, what it takes advice for the selling life and for success. What I'd like to do today is to kind of a follow-up on that. I've been putting together a program under what I hope is a catchy title called, How Do You Get People to Give You Money? How do you get people to give you money? And there's 3 episodes that go along with that. First of all, if you're trying to do a good cause. I've got lots of people who run charities and nonprofit organizations, ministries, and they are trying to get people to donate to them. Well, how do you get people to donate to your cause? Well, I've got some good ideas on that, and that's going to be a session. Then, just as Frank talks about, sales. How do you get people to give you money? What are some of the skills and strategies that you need to have? Some of the sayings and speeches you probably should give if you want people to buy from you. And thirdly, you've probably all heard of, if you go around North American television, what's called the Shark Tank. And this is where business entrepreneurs like you are trying to get some significant people to give them significant money to help build their business. They're called the Sharks. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what I have learned from a shark. A nice shark, not a bad shark. I wouldn't call him a white shark, but he's not a black shark. He's a good shark and a real fine spirit-led man who's helping entrepreneurs, but he's going to help us understand what they are looking for when they make a decision. He gets hundreds of people who want him to give them money. Well, what does he look for? What are the 7 things he looks for when he makes the decision to give somebody money? Well, I'm not going to do the whole thing right now, but you're going to find that in a little 6-minute introduction that I was able to put together on this very program for the video. I just took the audio off the video, put it together, put it in this radio program, and I think you'll find it'll really give you some clarity about the whole issue of getting people to give you money. So without any further comments on my behalf, let me just turn on the video and you can listen to it, and I'll be back for just a moment afterwards. It's certainly not one of the most important questions in the world, but it's pretty important. And here it is. How do you get people to give you money? That's right. How do you get people to give you money? When we think about it, that's what business is all about. That's what your career is all about. Your job is all about. It's obviously significant in a way that you need people to give you money. They need to pay you. They need to buy something from you. They need to trust you in some way that they do what they normally don't want to do, is they would prefer to keep their money. They don't want to give it to you. So what do you do so they will give you money? Good question. You should always be working on that. And as I oftentimes point out, one of my favorite stories some years ago is when someone heard about a workshop that I was doing, and they were very kind and very nice, but I got a phone call, and the gentleman introduced himself and said, "My name is Bruce, and one of your friends invited me to your workshop." And then he paused and said, "Well, I'd like to bring my son, I think, but it's over 2.5 hours to come to your workshop." And then he paused and said, "Mr. Houston, could you tell me why I should take my son and why we should drive 2.5 hours to hear you speak?" Great question.
Why should he do that? What do I have to offer him? How will his life be better off? What will he gain? What's in it for him? What will be more than the benefit, but the experience and the result, all of those things that come into his life. As I oftentimes say, a little bit with a smile when I give a workshop, I would say, or a speech, I'd say, by the time we get done with this, all of us will be 1 hour or 2 hours closer to being dead. Why are we going to do that? What are we going to accomplish? The reason I ask that is because this is a long way for me to simply say this. I would really encourage you to think about all of those questions, and in a specific way, I'd like you to think about one that might be particularly relevant to you if you want to be a business entrepreneur, if you want to start your own business. Many of you are aware of a program, particularly in the United States and North America, called the Shark Tank. And what this is a program where a group of men and women who have been fortunate enough and talented enough to start their own businesses, and they became extremely successful, and now they have lots of extra money that they are willing to invest in other people. They're venture capitalists, they're angel investors, they're possible partners. And what the show does is people who have a good idea, who have a company, but they need some extra money to get it to go or grow or make it happen, so they need an investor. They want people to give them some of their money. And what they do is they come forward and they pitch it. They tell people, here is what I want to do, here's what I have, and here's how much money I want, and this is what I'll do for you if you'll give me that. Now, what I'm going to do is simply encourage you to start putting a little bit of that into your own life. And very specifically, we are going to have a program called, in a sense, How to Pitch Your Good Idea to the Sharks so they will give you money. Now, we'll shorten the title a bit, but that's the point. And I have a friend who's going to help me. A company called Sarah Ventures, led by one of my friends named Tim Hare, has put together a wonderful little document in which he says there are 7 things that have to be just right. And you are responsible for making sure that you know what these right things are, so that you, when you come to us, if you really want us perhaps to consider the deal, here's what has to be right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you the 7 things that Tim and his wonderful team at Sarah Ventures have developed so that you, and by the way, this is not just for you who are venture capitalists, this is for all of you to understand in your own ways what is vital. What are the 7 things that have to be right for your good idea, for your business, for your venture, and I would say even for your career. 7 things you need to know to pitch you, your idea, and your good project to the Sharks. You'll enjoy it. You'll learn a great deal about life and business, so I hope that you will join me as I try to take Tim's great idea and put it in a understandable and hopefully a little bit of an exciting, engaging way so that you will know the 7 rights and responsibilities you have in order to get people to give you money.
Well, indeed, that was the 6-7 minute promo. And now, of course, we're just about to the end of 10 minutes of clarity. I hope that you will look forward to participating in that program and learning about how to get people to give you money. Particularly if you're an entrepreneur, this is going to be vital stuff coming your way. But I hope that in this little 10 minutes, you got some clarity about the issues that you must address, think about, and come up with some great ideas for making your mark in the entrepreneurial marketplace today. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. I'm Stan Houston. We'll see you again for another edition of What It Takes Radio.